Hi, this is Gary. Welcome to today's video. Day 18 of Inkvent. We're about to open door number 18, but for those that watched yesterday's video, I'm just confirming I remembered to start the sound recording today. So anyway, let's jump in. Day number 18, here we go. It's on the right hand side, near the top. Let's get straight in there. Open this door up. See what we've got. It doesn't want to open today. It's a fairly stiff door. So what have we got? We've got, well, it looks like a blue colour and it's called Subzero. And looking at the blue on that label, I can understand why they're saying Subzero, can't you? Let's get rid of the calendar. We'll take the wrapper off. So there we go with the wrapper off. This gorgeous, really pale and bright blue coloured label. I really like the look of that. It's a shimmer ink today. Let's take a look at that shimmer. There we go. That looks quite a silvery shimmer to me, but there's hints of green there around the edge. It's going to be interesting to see what this is. Just going to give it a good old shake. Okay, hopefully that's nice and mixed. Let's get into this and start to do our swatch. So off comes the lid. I'll fetch in the swatch card. That's a colouring card. Here we go with the Pilot Parallels. So let's dip that in. Let's see what colour we've got. So that's a really nice, I'm going to say turquoise. I'm not very good at naming colours. But it's a nice pale blue. It might even be like an aqua type of blue. Reminds me a little bit of Aqua Lagoon. I might fetch that out when I do my comparisons. Final dip in and make sure we've got plenty in the middle there to give that shimmer a really good chance. One single pass down the side. There we go. All the way down to the bottom. I'll fetch in the Serendipity dip pen. A quick dip in the ink. So, Daimine Inkvent 2021. Day number 18. Do you know, isn't it flying by? The ink Subzero. I like the name of the ink. And I think the colour of the ink, certainly at the moment, I can really imagine being in the Arctic or the Antarctic, seeing all the ice lined up and seeing these shades of blue coming through the ice. I think that'd be really interesting. Just going to take this card to one side. We'll leave that to dry whilst we do the other bits. So now I'm going to fetch in my Endless Recorder notepad. This has got 68 GSM Tomoe River paper. Just going to pop the lid back on the ink. A lot of that shimmer had already settled, so I'm just going to give it another agitation. I'm very good at agitating things. So hopefully that's well and truly mixed. Let's give the pen a good old drink. And we've now got day 18 Subzero. Drying times, immediate. 10 seconds, 30 seconds, finally 1 minute. After a minute, still a slight bit of wetness coming off there, so not as fast as some of the other inks we've seen over the past few weeks. Just giving the pen another dip and we'll do some writing. I like this colour. It looks really nice and see a fair bit of shading coming through. Be interesting once it's dried to see if there's any of that shimmer. I think there is in that day 18 Subzero, but we'll know in a minute. I'm going to pop this to one side and leave it to dry. So our next job, the Mandalorian from Star Wars, The Child, day 18. Here we go, day number 18. Let's take a look what's behind his ear. Let's get into the chocolate. Let's dig on in there. It wants to jump out. What have we got today? It's a Christmas tree. Again, another one. I think my wife will enjoy eating that one down. Pop this out of the way. And in comes today's gift bag from my wife. Ho, ho, ho. Let's see what's in it. Oh, it feels like a pen. What have we got? We've got a pen. She's written on the side. It's a Bauer. She thinks it might be a medium, but it could be a fine. A Bauer 79. Let's take this out of the wrapper. If I can work out how to get into it. This one's really well wrapped. I end up having to take the scissors to it. So here we go, we're into the bag. Interesting looking pen. So we've got at the top like a clear, I'm going to say a gem, it's not a gem. We come down then with this nice silver clip, which is fairly springy. No, it isn't. It's actually pulling the whole pen up. I like the checkerboard pattern. I think she's done really well picking this pattern because it's something that's different than what I've got in my collection. Let's take off the cap. It's a smallish nib, but again, we expect that, don't we? And it's got an included converter. Really nice looking pen. I don't know how she managed to get these because she gets them without me even knowing that she's bought them. So where she's getting them from, because she's not very internet savvy, so I don't know. She must have somebody else doing it for her. Pop this out of the way. Let's fetch that Tomoe River notepad back and the swatch card. Here we go. Start with the swatch card. That's dried quite nicely. So we've got this gorgeous pale, I'm going to say it's an aqua type colour. Look at that shimmer though. To me, that's a silver shimmer. I think it looks really pretty. It adds a little bit of interest to it, doesn't it? Let's take a quick look at the chromatography. So with the chromatography, we've got a band down at the bottom of grey. That's where I drew the line on. Then to me, that's like a very pale green colour above that. And then that fades into that gorgeous pale blue. Another interesting chromatography. I'm actually getting quite into the chromatography and I'm quite enjoying the results I'm seeing. We'll look at some comparisons. The first one, Robert Oster, Australian Sky Blue. A lot brighter, isn't it? Certainly nowhere near what I would call a match now. Robert Oster Torquay. I think in terms of the base colour, it's slightly darker is the Torquay, but it's getting towards the same shades, I think. The last one, as I mentioned earlier, Daimine Aqua Lagoon. This is one of my favourite colours. I really do like this. Again, it looks like it's slightly bluer. The Subzero seems to me to be more, I'm going to say, tending towards silver. And that's when we're looking just at this base, really, without any of that shimmer. But when we take into account the shimmer, this is quite an interesting ink. And at the moment, I think it's another ink that if they release it as a full bottle, I'll be getting myself one. So this is Diamine Inkvent 2021 Day 18 Subzero.